Little Simz run that she's been going on from gray area to now, that's like the best win that Britain has had since World War II. Like that run alone has made up for the Brexit. Everybody get your crumpets ready, get your tea ready. We finna dive into it.
My career right now will be failing, but my ship won't stop sailing. You talk about God when you have a God complex. I think you're the one that needs saving. I was under the spell and now my spirit's awakened. My life can't be controlled by no pagan, so I don't know why you came in. Your name won't pop in until
going
I
at
got
somebody.
you and added a whole lot of steam. And you know what it means. La 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 la. Selling lies, selling dreams.
Yeah, this is Inflows Meet the Gram moment. So her producer, the producer she been working with, Inflow, that's his name, right? Inflow stole like $2.2 million, which honestly, how is he still breathing right now? I know people who owe me $20. I can't imagine somebody owing me $2.2 million. Well, anyway, somebody owe her $2.2 million that he done stole from her, and that's who she going at right now. But to me, that this sounds so good sonically.
Why do you spill blood and then go hide? Why do you
For the album opener, it's crazy.
people that hurt you and use it as a guide? And you know
This is tough.
la 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 la.
Man, the instrumentation on the chorus is so grand.
Selling dreams. Making me feel like I was the guest, but I pay for that jet. When I think back to it, it's a joke, but we know there's truth in jest. And you know what it means.
Ooh, the instrumentation right here, dog.
Selling lies, selling dreams.
The strings, this descending horns.
I sit and think, what did I do? But that's what abusers do. Make you think you're crazy and second guess your every move.
You need to get the Shane on that nigga.
And you know what it means. La 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 la. Selling lies, selling dreams.
Hey, Sims got busy. Hey, you know what? I'm thinking that to open up your album, dissing somebody is crazy. Dissing your old friend is nuts. Until you realize that the person you dissing owe you $2.2 million. What would really be a little bit more appropriate is to open with a memorial track. In the opening, somebody owed me $2.2 million. But hey, that's just me. She from London. I have to go get the butter knife. Go get the steak knife from the kitchen. They can't pull the strap. Go get what you chop up the chicken with, dog. But man, that was dope. And it wasn't just pure aggression. It was a whole range of emotions. You feeling gaslit, you feeling disappointment. She displayed all those emotions in a really dope way. And it was over some amazing instrumentation. You start out with these smooth, watery strings, really minimal strings. And then the rock drums, the upbeat drums come in and it gives the track a whole different, more urgent vibe. And it culminates with the instrumentation during the chorus where horns came in, more strings came in, and then the bass line under the whole thing was dope. Song was a tough opener, dog. Inflow, get this girl her money back, dog. This is Flood.
As I walk this wicked ground, keep me away from the devil's palm. I am the
How dare you? I was shutting down the world and it scared you. Can't hold a girl down as this bad. Shame nice on my nose and my head.
I tell you what, dog, the bass is crazy on this album, these first two tracks.
walk this wicked ground, keep me away from the devil's palm. I am the
Can't never forget when the shit stayed flooded. Niggas didn't believe in my hustle. Could've drowned, but I stayed with a mic. Why you niggas so bald, no bite? Number two, don't take it personal. This place is infested with snakes. Don't get caught in your own trap. Every bad breed has a good trait. Number four, don't react to a clone. Don't be the one throwing stones. Never eat with the hyenas, cause they will look at you as bones.
Sonically, I like that song a lot. We didn't get as much from this track as far as the rapping and the performance from Simz here. I do understand her keeping with the theme of keeping your eye out for snakes in the industry, which correlates directly to Thief, but there just wasn't as much here. There wasn't as much storytelling. There wasn't as much emotion in this track as the other. It did come off slightly, not necessarily preachy, but we'll go ahead and say preachy. But I love the soundscape a lot. I love the kicks on here, that tribal feel to it, and then the bass line was fire. I think that's the best thing that drove the whole song. And then they added just texture with these different sound effects and these different instruments that came in sparingly throughout the track. I like this track a lot sonically. I like the soundscape of the album so far. Let's get into Young.
Who's that creeping in my window? I get a hot flash whenever the wind blows. Nothing to my name now when everybody knows. When I'm in need of cash, I go down to the bingo.
It's like a concept song or something.
And chips in my fuck me up pumps and my winehouse quiff. We love you. 20 something young with my priorities straight. I need to buy booze and I need to buy.
Simz, what we got going on here, man?
This summer I'm going.
Hey man, too much time acting, not enough time writing.
You can be down or be on the other side.
Them vocals right there sound
The
dope.
perfect life.
Living out your wildest dreams, yeah, we're just young and dumb.
I feel like I wasn't supposed to be listening to this song.
'Cause I'm a little teapot, short and stout. I am.
Oh nah.
Girl all alone in the crowd.
Oh, nah.
'Cause all of yous are followers and do it for the clout. I can't afford to be what everybody's on. The only way next summer I'll probably be overseas.
Hey, bro, what is going on?
I speak a lot of French. Oui. Mate, you're just a hater 'cause my future's bright. And this is my idea of the perfect life.
Living out your wildest
Man, what is
dreams,
this?
yeah, we're just young and dumb.
You know what? That song, that was the perfect English song right there. That's the perfect one. Because like if you've ever had food in England, like go to England, bro, and order like a tomahawk steak. This is exactly what it's like. You order that tomahawk steak, you ready for it, you got your appetite up, bro. You order that thing medium rare, just like how it's supposed to be. And they come out with the tomahawk steak and it got beans on it, dog. This song had beans on it, bro. I'm over here trying to listen to Simbi and hear her dissing Inflow, and I get this mess. I feel like this was an accident. This was like the LimeWire days when you download an album and all of a sudden it got little Bob from down the street rapping over Carter 3. What is this? This song was way too pop for me, way too goofy. I don't know what she feeling so goofy and silly about. I wouldn't be in a goofy mood if somebody owed me 2.2 million, but that's just me. I never want to hear that again. This is Only.
You wanna
They're
get
trying to make
swept
you-
in my BM.
they're trying to make your hip start moving.
Soho with Michelin star chefs, stepping out of place, smelling like success. Can't take a break for making dumb checks. I'ma spend my M's past through the ends.
You gonna spend 2.2 million less.
On HSA and a side MZ. I know you wanna live your dreams, baby. Yo, from the hood, turn into a queen, baby. And we blessed, no stress.
This
to
piano sounds so
impress.
good.
Margiela, the gold vest. It's you I think of on my day to day. It's only you that got me thinking safe to say, huh?
Ooh, these vocals so dope. Hey man, what Inflow bought with that 2.2 million? What did he buy? Goodness. It's a vibe though. I feel like I could still spin the block on somebody who owe me 2.2 million of this. This
You know I need you here in my life. Have you by my side? I can never give this up.
where my money at?
I'm reserved for you. You can't have my time. I see heaven when I look at you in the eye. Being in your arms is the freest
I like this low in this pocket right here. Her delivery plus the content plus these angelic choir vocals in the background give this second verse such a vibe. Hey, I'm glad she got it back together, because if she had 2 Youngs back to back. We're gonna be ratting something different.
Truth, we ain't gotta move, just enjoy the view on the roof. Cool the owner, tell him we
I
done.
like this flow right here.
If it's down to me, it be up to you. I'm the proof, I'm the one to choose, no one to lose. Go.
This song right here is a vibe. If she wants to go the more accessible, the more pop influenced route, I want it to sound more like this and less like Young. If we had 2 Youngs back to back, this junk could have went left. This video could have ended very young if we had 2 of them back to back. But the smooth Caribbean vibes to it. I love the instruments they added in, the keys, especially on that first verse, and then you had some strings coming in. I like the lyricism, especially the flows that you got into in that second and the third verse. I think it's a dope song. Now I am missing a little bit of the emotional depth that I'm used to getting in Little Simz albums, just in these first 4 tracks. I mean, besides her, I don't know why she ain't got more emotion towards Inflow. Why am I more mad about her 2.2 million than her? I don't know. But I rock with that one. This is Free. The vocals on here have been amazing so far. Even on Young, the vocals are pretty good. These strings are so sweet.
Love is understanding that people can change and loving them anyway through every stage.
I hope she's not talking about Inflow.
About love, then I gave
All the homies say Inflow.
love and sharing knowledge, there's so much to gain. God, you love me though I am.
I love this love motif right here.
Child, but I am yours.
Said that we will never ever crash phone under pressure. Love guitar, use it to do better.
Fear can be dressed in a form of protection. Fear can be the culprit of slowing progression. Can be impulsive and be an obsession. I think we fear all the answers.
I like how she has this duality of talking about love and using love as a motif on the first verse, and she's using fear. And the conflict there is you think that the opposite of love is hate, but the older you get, the more you realize it's not. And apathy is probably the exact opposite, but fear is in direct contrast with love. You can't really fully love somebody if you fear, because love requires being vulnerable. So I like that.
Then why are we obsessed with seeking perfection? Fear probably hid.
I like that line.
Exposed. Fear works best when love isn't close.
That's
But
facts.
love will never judge you because of your pain. Look in the mirror and say I love you unconditionally every day.
I like the contrast, the duality of the love in the first verse and then the fear in the second verse, and talking about getting rid of that fear helps you love. And then she brought that back to loving yourself at the end with the last bar.
Can't hold me down cause I've always been. Why they always wanna hate when the love is. Hear me now, mic check, it was 1, 2. One mobile, one enough, so I had to get. I remember when they said nothing in life is. Evil spirits cannot enter when your soul is. Never miss a countdown, it was 5, 4, 2, 1, take off in the air. Shout my brother's look.
That line was hilarious to me. I like how she's using the free ad lib in her verse, but the countdown is crazy. The 5, 4 free, playing off the English accent. That's hilarious.
Trying to get, there's a war outside, pray that people go. Shout my brother's locked in the can, trying to get.
Man, that's an extremely well-written song right there. I love the lyrical focus from Little Simz, and that was the most focused track on this album up to this point, but love the love motif on the first verse, the fear motif on the second, and then that free motif, especially when she started incorporating the free part, started using the free part of the chorus as an ad lib and incorporated that into her verse. Dope song right there. I like the instrumentation there. This album has been very sweet. I will say it's going to garner comparisons to the production by the nigga who owe her $2.2 million. It just gonna happen. The production on pretty much all of her previous albums has been more grand than this album is up to this point. And I think it's probably just a factor of Inflow is just better at more instruments, I would assume. I'm not familiar with all these producers here, but I will say whoever's on that bass is going crazy. The bass lines on every single track have been dope up to this point. Still dope production though, but in comparison, because hey, it's a comparison game, rap is a competition. That's one thing that is missing compared to her previous albums. Let's get into Peace. It'd be hard for me to find Peace if somebody owed me 2.2 million, but that's just me.
She was 16, trekking through the rain just to build. To now whipping beamers out of tech. Try your best. So if you can't give her wisdom, at least just give her grace.
Y'all know how people be like, what advice would you give your 5-year-old self? What advice would you give your 18-year-old self? It'd always be something stupid like, always work hard and do good. Bro, your parents told you that advice. I'm gonna give my old self something helpful, bro. Don't lend Inflow $2.2 million. That's the type of advice I'm on, bro. Invest in Bitcoin early. I know it's a hypothetical, but these folks ain't being practical. They ain't about no bread.
How can we sleep when there's murders in the streets?
I make another one with Inflow.
Guilty taking a bite, but knowing she gotta eat. A time we should be praying for nothing other than peace. A time we should be holding each other for all the grief. God gave her the gift of delivering you a speech.
Don't be afraid when you're falling.
Hey, she got the vocals.
Find yourself on the way.
Hey, bro, y'all know how folks, when they owe you $20, how you don't never hear from them, they just be disappearing. Imagine how much somebody gonna disappear if they owe you $2.2 million.
I got to find
Bro, you wouldn't even be able to find me on Facebook. You wouldn't be able to find me on Instagram.
They didn't let you in when you waited. Thinking on how to balance a day shift. One thing you never harbor is hatred. I know the space you're in is sacred. All of the tools are at your disposal. So make peace with what you outgrow.
Piano sounds great, dog. It's something about the sound of a live piano, man.
Don't be afraid.
Beethoven was low-key on to something. Like, he wasn't really snapping like that, but he did have a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Come on now, he did have a little bit.
I got to find.
Beethoven would have sent in some crazy sample packs though in 2025, but he is some mid.
Oh, I gotta let it go. I won't stop trying, no.
Ooh.
'Cause I deserve it all. I got to find some peace of mind.
I think that's a good track. I think that the soundscape of this album in general just resembles a Lotus. A lot of sweet sounding instrumentals. It's a lot more minimal, not in totality, but it's a lot less maximal than her typical Inflow production is, which isn't a bad thing. I just think her production with Inflow is a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie to you. But man, I like the acoustic guitar on here. Absolutely love the vocals on this song. Simz has some dope vocals, and then I thought Moses was pretty good with his vocals, but then Mirror Maze at the end was heavenly. I like the content of this song as well, with Simz giving her younger self advice. I think it was just overall a sweet song. I don't think this opener is on par with her opening on Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert, even on No Thank You, but it's still dope in totality. Let's get into Hollow.
Law and order. You was in my corner allegedly, what a fake supporter. Got a clean heart, I'm Toller's daughter. Daylight, robbery of my soul when my world got smaller.
Robbery of my soul. Bro, robbery of 2.2 million, that soul.
Couldn't believe it was somebody.
I'd be trying to rob his soul.
A smooth talker, pride and ego, law and order.
Bro, how
family.
smooth was he talking for 2.2 million? Oh my goodness.
To kill for me, yeah, get
Bro, Simz, come shot with me. Come shot with me.
sauced up.
I'll pay you back. I don't even need 2.2. I need 2.2K.
Can't even pray for me, don't expect no loyalty is what life taught her. What a life that threw me bricks. There's a story written by your favorite author. You're the highest paid, allegedly. God's saving grace, allegedly. You want the best for me, allegedly, but all you got is evil eye and jealousy. It's a lot to...
Ooh.
I was going hard for
I
the
ain't gonna lie, the vocals have been the best instrument on this album.
Going harder than me on the world tour everywhere. When I'm in a school fast in a beat, I was writing bars in my sleep. Pouring out my heart on my sleeve, you was moving like one leech.
That pocket right there was fire. She had a little four-syllable rhyme scheme in there.
They ask why I'm starving the streets.
Love the delivery.
Nigga trying to hold my shit up. I'll never forget when you told me give up. And that my big dreams were far from me.
Sound heavenly.
And then I broke the tide and brought sand to the beach.
Boy, somebody owed me $2.2 million. It would they be hearing in heaven. All of a sudden, they just start hearing strings in a choir.
Imposter posing, your life ain't candid. No song you make can repair the damage. Money, 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 money.
Y'all ain't peeping. This is a double entendre. The heavenly production, that's what he gonna be hearing. He gonna be hearing some heavenly production. This is a threat. Y'all ain't even peep. Y'all ain't doing the knowledge. Y'all ain't doing the educations. Come on, dog.
You off balance, law and order. You told me be wary of the sharks, and then you became one. What can anyone truly expect?
He told her be wary of the sharks. That's like when black folks will steal your charge and then have you look for it.
You're not for the culture, you're just for the cult.
You're not for the culture, you just for the cult.
Love bomb you to start then.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He need to be getting more than bars, but that one's hard.
Heart then, watch you fall apart then. It's too late by the time they reveal their cards. I think that's an art. Recovery ain't just for addicts. When you're gaslit, that's the work of a deeply insecure person. Emotionally immature person.
Ooh, boy, we sentencing Inflow to solitary confinement where he got to listen to Peanuts to Elephants on repeat by Lil Wayne. That's a dope song. I think this is the best song on the track. It's crazy. The two best songs on here have been the ones going directly at Inflow for stealing 2.2 million. Oh my goodness, bro. But the best songs on here, especially lyrically, have been the ones that have had lyrical focus, and to hear her just bear out more of her heart about the whole situation is really, really dope. I think the contrast of those feelings with the heavenly production, it kind of gives the undertones of she's moving past this situation, which I wouldn't, but she's moving past the situation, and you can see that she's approaching this situation with a lot of maturity, a lot more maturity than I would have. But I think this is a tough song, man. This is a tough song. This is Lion.
Bet you never seen a young black woman so fly. Simmons arrived, got the heart of a lion, my Nigerian pride. Yo, is you really down for the ride? If I get cuffed, now I dedicate my life. Gunfire,
If she get cuffed for what she do to Inflow, I'll contribute to that GoFundMe.
no more. Is the world gonna keep up? Clear to see.
Ooh, the horns sound dope.
Come on, follow the lead.
To incorporate horns with this Afro-inspired beat.
Then now that you forgiven till you figure speak up.
Don't break your neck.
All right, the vocal low-key sound like Pharrell. If she had $2.2 million more, she might have been able to get Pharrell herself.
Don't break your neck. Looking for something like this, and you will never pass.
Ooh, the African-inspired vocals right here. Hey, that song right there is a vibe. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love the upbeat African vibe on that song. I love how the horns come in. The vocals have been 10 for 10, 10 out of 10. Has it been 10 vocals? The vocals have been 8 for 8. I can't count. The vocals have been 8 for 8 so far, man. I absolutely love the choir vocals on the outro. The performance from Simz, a little bit less emotional depth there. This is more just braggadocio here. But I love the charisma that she had with it. She got in some good flows here. I think it's a pretty good song. I think the album is pretty good, not great so far, but let's get into Enough.
Bad in that stiletto. I heard she from the ghetto. Ain't nothing like your average. She on a different level. You think you're who he feeling? Ha 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 ha, I'm screaming. Don't roll from head to toe. My steez is rock and roll. You see my London girls do it like so. Waste my time's a big no-no.
Hey, this song picking up, dog.
Don't make me pull the plug. Don't make me pull the
Let's go. Let's go. Nah, this is tough. This is one of my favorites so far. This is really out of the box. You got the bells, but what's really driving it is the live drums that are getting more and more urgent as the song progresses. And then the bass line. Whoever is on the bass has been going crazy. Also, the fact that you can just weave from African-inspired beat to a really rock-influenced beat so effortlessly is... It just takes a ton of musicality.
When it comes to this music shit, they wanna know who I'm moving with. Just know the brave survive. Maybe that's why I feel so alive. Bad gal, doing like so. Wasting her time is a big no-no. If you ain't gonna move, you should probably go.
Yo, the basses is going crazy. It's like a funk break right here. Yo, the basses is going nuts. Bro, that one was tough, dog. The biggest thing that's been on display on this album has been just Simz' musicality. The songs sonically are just put together and crafted so well. I'm missing a little bit of what I like about Little Simz on the rapping front, on the lyrics front. But sonically, man, she's given us a lot, dog. And the biggest thing just been this bass, the person on the bass, man. This bassist is playing like 2.2 million of rent is due. Goodness, he is going crazy. And then I love the live drums too. Yukimi came in. I like the part where her and Simz were harmonizing on the Don't Make Me Pull the Plug part. And then her outro by herself was tough, dog. I think this was a top song on here. Two of the last three songs have been the best songs on here. Let's get into Blood.
Oh, go on. Where are you? And how's mum?
Wait, hold on. Why don't you phone mum? Long time I ain't heard from you. Couldn't get one word from you.
Duh, that's why I just phoned, sorry. I spoke to mum on her Earth Strong.
What, 8 months ago? Don't try that. It's me every day that she hears from. Arthritis in her right leg. Am I right in saying you see no wrongs?
It's like the woman won't relax. I already told her quit the nurse job. I said I'll put her on a wage. What more can I say if she just wants to work? What?
Well, you can't replace her son with money. Yo, why you even in the country?
This junk like Disney Channel, We Cry Together, bruh. We cry together on Kids Bob. I said I'm tired of these emotional, ungrateful bullies.
I knew you hit me for his money.
Well, some of us ain't got it like that, and that's not true.
Exactly, she ain't got it like that no more.
You say
She 2.2 million down.
Then you're gone for months, but it's nice that you finally pulled for once.
For once?
Yes, for once.
You're
I'm
saying
actually
for
surprised.
once. You're saying for once.
When do you ever call me?
Alright.
Hey, not gonna lie, this how she be arguing with Deshane on Top Boy.
Truth is, I just been burning bridges, finding women, hurting siblings left me tired of winning. Found some people, but they weren't my niggas.
What, even Jay?
That's another day. I've been in the club where I drink the liquor, working through the night, but I'm working with it. Something about
They locked in right here. This is dope. This is dope. I love the vulnerability right here from her brother.
on top, it ain't so fulfilling.
No, I hear you. And I've been worried about how you've been coping with it. There's one of you, but there's 2 of us, and I've been in need of my...
There's one of you, but there's 2 of us. It's so dope. So dope. Folks who got siblings, they'll feel that one.
I have my days where I drift away and see Granny's face. I'm gonna trade places. That's normal, ain't it?
Not really. If she heard that, she'll turn in her grave. That woman loved you, no one above you. I low-key felt you were the favorite. It's crazy.
I like them both saying that you are the favorite together.
Real twin, I really don't know much about your lifestyle or what comes with it, but I know you, so it's weird to feel like I can't phone you. I go to work and they play your songs, and my co-workers ain't got no clue that you're my family and your sister I'm proud to be. So when I
hope you find your reason. I found mine and found pure weakness. Temptation like the group. And I'm so high.
Temptation like the group is a bar.
Bro, please come home soon.
I'm at home and in the booth, but I can't cuddle on this tune.
I ain't buying. Yo,
I
just
like
step
this
outside
a
yourself for
lot.
1 sec. You ain't the only one that's got shit suppressed.
You nigga. No, you nigga.
You ain't the only one that's got an intellect, and I only phoned you because.
What?
I only phoned you because I need a friend.
My family is my hammer.
No, me, No, I'm a fuck you. No, me, I'm a fuck you. Oh, wasn't the Alabama hell? This was We Cry Together's cousin who made it out the hood, who was raised in the suburbs, dog. Hey, no cap, this song is fire, dog. The second half of this album has really upped it in terms of focus, lyrical content. I love the concept of the song. We Cry Together, jokes aside, the conversation of her going back and forth with her brother is dope. And the emotional depth of the conversation, it's a really real conversation between two siblings who their life just brought them apart a little bit. One is distant, and it's dope hearing the perspective. It had to be from several years ago where her brother is the rapper, which Little Simz is a rapper now, but Simz is not a rapper. She's not an entertainer, and she's just the person in the trenches with her mama, and her brother is the rapper. And for things to go full circle where she's kind of at the point where her brother was making that call in current day. Love the song. Production was pretty dope. Pretty minimal, but it was still dope, and I thought it was the perfect soundscape for this song, the perfect canvas for them to come up with this concept over. And then I love the hook, man. The vocals on this whole project have been pretty close to 10 out of 10. That joint was dope. This is Lotus, the title track.
Paranoia got me looking out the window. Mood might change depending on how the wind blow. When I
Yeah, paranoid. Yo, is that inflow? That's inflow?
was young, no one told me health ain't always physical. Looking around, I ain't no different from my kinfolk. I pray we heal with
Health
words.
ain't
Love
always
is no man can
physical.
curse. I pray that I'm a vessel when I stay giving all I've learned. Self-love means putting me first, the greatest love story on earth.
My pain is a glory. You kept trying to control me. But your God is fake me. But my heart
More
is
fire vocals.
I like you from a flower. I see the breaking point.
Low, I'm my amplifier. It's more than evident. I know.
I love
I'm
this
what you
delivery.
desire. Can't tell you what the future holds or the day I'll retire. They tell me, Simbi, it's in your hands to preach into the choir. To get your voice heard,
The urgent delivery matched with the production, and this is some of the most grand production on this album so far. It was already dope with the drums, the guitar, and then the keys coming in, but now you got this extra layer of strings coming in.
Your mind's congested. You don't know what it is I see and how I'm affected. So quit acting like the world. I've been neglected.
Bro,
I'll choose to
just
keep myself protected.
aggressive, going in, talking about all the people who criticize her with how she handles the spotlight.
Acting like I did a crime. You want me arrested. If I'm not good enough for you, then stop investing. It's not by force you should.
Underneath the sky, we fly high.
This is so sick.
Now I'm all alone.
These vocals remind me of what's the white guy who works with a lot of rappers. Kanye will work with them. This is a random song, but Kanye has him on doing the vocals on I'm In It. James Blake.
If we get in line,
Dude, this is so fire.
we alone.
The bridge is so fire.
Underneath the sky, we fly high. I was always hiding. Now I'm all alone.
The little beachy electric guitar right here. This beat change is crazy right here. Nah, dawg. That song right there got it. That's the one right there. That's the one. 10 out of 10 track, dog. I think that's the best track on this album. This is Little Simz' bag right there. The grand production, the dynamic and urgent delivery. Man, this song had everything in it. It started on 10 by itself with that first verse, and it just picked up the pace getting into that chorus. And then you got the bridge after the second verse that was fire. And you had the production where it started off dope and it just added more and more elements, more instruments, the strings, all those things until it culminated in that bridge that was so tough. Dawg. The aggression from Simz from the delivery, That outro was amazing after the beat change. The end of the song was we was already up 50 points and we still draining threes, bruh. That song was amazing. This song on the album, this second half of the album has actually been special. I think it started out pretty slow. Maybe not in a vacuum, but just on her standards. But this here is, she cooking. She cooking. All right, this is Lonely.
Times lost my confidence and you wouldn't believe why. Sitting in the studio with my head in my hands, thinking what am I to do with this music I can't write.
Bro, I can't write when somebody owe me 2.2 million. I can't write. I can't make an album when somebody owe me $2.2 million.
I was lonely making an album till I realized I'm all I needed to get through.
I'm the only thing I need. I don't even need the 2.2 million.
Lonely. Be alone. Race against time. We take it slowly. Only making an album is tackling all doubt. I'm used to making it with. Can I do it without? No figure of speech. I get it.
Bro, come on, dog. Come on, dog. If somebody owe me 2.2 million, y'all think I'm censoring their name out? I'm putting that on my passport, bro. I'm putting that on my headstone. Inflow owe me 2.2 million. Heck no, we ain't censoring that out.
In my jeans, yet still having more doubts. On top of that, I'm dealing with somebody who's obsessed with more clout.
All right, I rock with that song. It was going to be hard to have a song that lived up to Lotus, that was on the same caliber of Lotus, but I think this song was really good for what it was. I love the vulnerability with her talking about her struggling with writing the album on this track right here. I think it was more dope production. It wasn't as dope as Lotus, but it's still been solid throughout the entire project. Let's close this thing out with Blue.
What would you do if all of your pennies were limitless? All of your spending be frivolous, all eyes are on you to cover the damages.
I don't know, man. If my pennies was limitless, I still wouldn't let $2.2 million slide. That's just me, though.
Would you be generous managing?
Not that generous.
How would you feel? What would you do if your life was covered in bandages? If you had a family of four and the kids wanted things you could never afford? Bailiffs are banging the door. Parents are losing their memory. Your brother is in penitentiary. He writing to you, but he ain't there mentally. How would you feel? What would you do if you didn't know your identity? The love of your life is wanting to see you, but work is draining your energy.
The lyricism has stepped up on the second half of the album, too. This is more good writing. Sanford sounds dope.
You and I found a way to be strong.
So how would you were suffering in silence, like you're on a desert island, feeling hopeless, lifeless.
Oh my
Your
goodness, Sanford ad-libbing on her verse is sick, dog.
Even when blurry and I couldn't see, yeah. God said I'm the best for the job, I agree. Nothing is promised and nothing is free. Would you still do it with no guarantee?
Ooh, the keys sound
You're either
dope.
receiving grace or you're a disturbance. What did you do when giving your purpose?
The fact they snuck this Wild Wild West about to rob a stagecoach whistle in here is pretty dope. His vocals, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This song from henceforth will be referred to as the track with sample on it. Oh my goodness. Now the vocals have been 10 out of 10 from start to finish. The vocals on this track was a 15 out of 10. Bro sounds amazing and he fit right into the production. His vocals sounded just as emotionally impactful as Simz rapping was here. And this wasn't the craziest rapping that she's had in her career, but the rapping just picked up on this last half of the album. And I think it tied a neat bow on the album. Overall, this album is a really good album. I think the biggest flaw with this album is the fact that gray area. Sometimes I might be introvert, and no thank you exists. The biggest issue with this album is if you compare it to her other projects. Now, that said, I think the production on here is dope. It's pretty dope seeing that she still has the ear for music, the musicality, even working outside of the typical producer she works with. You still had a lot of influence from different other genres of music. Everything was integrated, all those different elements, all those different instruments, all those different influences were integrated on the album really, really well. And I think the production was probably the best thing about this album. I think that the rapping from Simz started at kind of a slow pace. Well, it started out pretty strong with the track aimed at Inflow, and then for some reason you got Young on here, and the tracks that had the less emotional focus were probably the lightest ones on the album. But on the second half of the album, when you get into some of the deeper cuts, when you get into Hollow, when you get into Blood, Lotus, the performances from Simz really picked up, and I think the overall quality of the album picked up on those parts as well. So out of her latest run, I think this is the lightest out of all of them, but it's still a really good album from Simz. And she still got it as far as UK MCs and as far as female MCs. Overall, I say it's about a 7.5 out of 10. I rock with it.